So a lot of cops in New York City steal from the public by putting license plate covers on their license plates. And so they have a law against these license plate covers, probably in other cities too, but especially in New York it matters because they use license plate readers to charge people for tolls and parking and all sorts of stuff. So cops are stealing the money that they would have otherwise paid on tolls, and it's largely cops. I know this because there's a guy who was on the radio who makes it his hobby to go around removing these license plate covers and gently placing them on the dashboard of the cops' cars. And he says that he notices, the signs that they're cops and notices that where they're parked and things like this, that they're cops and federal agents and corrections officers and probation officers and just all these people in the justice system. So there'd be a good way to stop this would be hefty fines, like thousands of dollar fines, so that people would, recoup some of the money that they've been stealing by not paying the fines and tolls, but also, to encourage people to stop using these things. Just pay the money as you go instead of having to pay the hefty fine. This guy going around taking the covers off, he's a journalist, so he wants to get arrested. He started doing it because his friend took a cover off, and the cop whose car it was called another cop, and the cop arrested his friend, even though the cop was the one breaking the law. So he's taking these covers off, kind of hoping to get arrested to make the story. He might end up getting killed because we're talking about cops here. But it makes me think, like, fines are supposed to get people to replace their taillights, for instance. But when cops pull over somebody for a taillight, they might just murder them. So while it would be a good plan to give them hefty fines or maybe suspensions without pay for 3 months, 6 months, a year, where they're not a cop anymore for a year and then they're subject to what the cops do to the public, but something that actually encourages them to stop doing this. Now, another alternative would be some type of more radical vigilanteism than just politely removing their covers. So if someone was murdering cops for having these things lying in wait and murdering them, just hypothetically, if somebody did that, they would stop. If they did that enough, they would stop cheating the system because they might get murdered. And you say, well, that's extreme, but cops are murdering people for taillights when fines should take care of that too. So see why we accept it one way and not the other.